the fine line between sexual tension and murder.
Welcome to The Story Thinker, a Webtoons and Witcher podcast for superfans with scene-by-scene analysis. Featuring sharp co-hosts for a fuller picture, we dive deep into character psychology, relationships, and theories. We'd love it if you could like, subscribe, comment, and rate us on all podcast platforms and social media. For bonus content, you can support The Story Thinker on Patreon. Let's begin.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 153, Dire Demand, and we are here with Bundin and Lily.
Hello.
What's up, guys? Kieran's lady's back again.
All right, we have another juicy episode. Oh, we are getting fed just in time for the holidays, and happy Hanukkah to everyone who's celebrating, because I'm celebrating. So, and I'm just pointing out, I'm very vain. Here's the joidal earrings, people.
They're so cute. I love the earrings. They're so
amazing.
Cute.
Thank you. Thank you to my sister-in-law, Lucia, for getting them.
Also, I'm wearing my 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗃 merch.
Yes.
Your 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗃 merch, your
Wait,
PH
I guess
merch.
it's not 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗃, it's 𝗥𝗏𝗱. So I will show it. I finally got my shirt in. And I said I was doing it on the podcast, so I am.
Yes,
Can't wait to
thank
wear
you
my
for
stuff
setting
when
up.
I get it.
Yeah. Thanks to So for making the shop for everybody to get their awesome merch.
Yes, I hope everybody is getting their merch soon. I know it was spoiled and I got mine really early, but I hope everybody gets their merch before Christmas.
Same.
Awesome. It's awesome. All right. So we open up at Darcy's house, and it's a very beautiful house, and her parents are, well, mom is crying into a handkerchief, and her dad looks very aggrieved, and he says, "Please, dear William," which, you know, obviously they have a relationship.
They've already adopted him as like the future
son-in-law.
We don't know that he's already been adopted by the Liddells, though.
But the real,
They also
real
don't know that their daughter's gay.
Yeah.
Or do they
And alive.
and alive. Yes.
Gay and alive.
Both very important pieces of information.
Very important details.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's like, "Please, Sir William, tell me the police have made some progress." And he's like, looking down, looking away, hunched over, not very like happy body language. "I'm afraid that I do not bring optimistic news. It looks like it was
Like such the officer way of saying like, I don't have any good news for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's so polite. Look at William. He's such a sweetie, so refined, so well
He's like
mannered.
the ultimate gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
He really
I was
is.
just thinking about that chat that we had where like, I want William to be like, I'm a gentleman, and then act absolutely feral. I love his vision. I need it.
Oh, yes.
The feral side of William. Could you imagine?
Shocking. I don't know how I would react.
It's there deep down. Kim will bring it out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But also, I feel like him being so, like, even now you could see how kind of he's obviously very sad and distressed by all this. But again, his manners and his politeness like are a way for him to sort of repress himself. So I feel like he's putting on a lot of this like all of these like manners and politeness, just kind of, you know, hide the fact that he's really distressed and upset right now. And
It's
also
his
trying to
wall.
be
It's
and
his
also
wall.
trying.
He always puts that wall up.
Mm-hmm. And especially in front of them, because, you know, they've probably like lost their daughter as far as he knows, but like, you know, and he doesn't want to give them any more hope, because like next thing you know, it's true. It's looking like it's going to be true, but yeah.
So he told them that it looks like it was the purple hyacinth, but the crime scene is sterile. It isn't his usual modus operandi. So perhaps we're dealing with a copycat. What does he mean by the crime scene is sterile? Sterile from what, like no fingerprints?
I know, I was thinking about that because I was like, what do you mean the crime scene is sterile? But then I realized that like, I don't know what kind of testing that they have back in this age. And I know 𝗪𝗰𝗱 have said it's like a hodgepodge of different things. So we just kind of have to like roll with it. But he showed up with those bags of pig's blood.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you donate, I mean, I don't know how it works with pigs, but whenever you donate blood, like it goes directly from the infusion, like directly into the bag. And so it stays sterile the entire time. So it's not affected by like outside bacteria and microorganisms that would like show up that if you just like bled normally. So I think that's what they mean by the crime scene is sterile, because he basically showed up with those bags of blood and then just like sprayed them everywhere. But
It
then
could
again, that doesn't make
also-
sense to me with the kind of testing that they have. So
Maybe they were expecting like more like, foot marks of like clearly like, there's a big carpet on the floor. Maybe you could see like scuff marks from like people like walking on it. Maybe they're the like sword marks and like the bedpost
you know
or
what? Maybe they're
something.
expecting
More of
they
a
were
struggle
expecting
looking.
more like so graphic, but like maybe they're expecting more like pieces of like tissue, vessels, gut, gore, like anything, because basically it was just that heart and then blood. But if you really did like hack someone up that crazy, you would get little bits and pieces. I know this sounds so gross, but like,
I don't know. I don't know if
You
we
get
have
this
to.
shit.
I don't know if that's what they mean by sterile. We'd have to ask Ed because I'm like, I don't know anything about.
I mean,
pregnancy.
to get to the heart, even you'd have to break open the rib cage.
Well,
right?
that's what I'm
So,
saying. You'd
like,
have to break open the rib cage, and even when you do that, like little shards would come off too.
Yeah. So it just being straight up blood then. And I think also just like kind of just the fact that it's blood, there's no signs of maybe a struggle other than like the bed being like unmade. But yeah.
But what's super interesting is that he says that this is not his usual MO, but like as somebody pointed out in the Discord, which I thought was really interesting, in the infamous 43, Kieran clearly said that he had like mailed a guy's heart before to his loved ones, and like he made Hanbury Street like run red with his blood. And isn't there like a scene or a panel in one of the first episodes where it's talking about the PH being like the bloodiest murder, the crime the city's ever seen, and it's like somebody that's like hung up like a cross.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah,
I thought that
was what made me not read Purple Hyacinth. I was like new to webtoons. I was like,
I remember that panel. I would have to go back and do a reread in the early beginning, but that panel was specifically talking about the Purple Hyacinth.
Yeah, I think so.
So I mean, it's kind of been his MO before. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know.
Lately, it makes me wonder if Kieran.
Maybe it's the fact that he left no body.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest part of it, because it makes me wonder, like the guy that he mailed his heart, like did he leave the body and then just like take the heart and mail it?
Yeah, like maybe they left the body, or maybe he dumped the body somewhere else and mailed the heart to the family. It's just like messed up. But yeah, it's like I love Kieran a lot, but damn, he has had to do some messed up things. Ugh.
Oh, it's so sad. It's like really heartbreaking to think about it, actually, because if you think about how long he's been an assassin and like how many murders he's had to commit, like
this is why my husband thinks we're all crazy, because he's like, we're simping. We're like, did you ever some bad for Kieran? What he's had to do? Listen, I'm on board this train. I yell at him every time he says that, but
we can't get off.
Yeah, we're all aboard now.
But he doesn't want to do it.
Exactly.
And it'll happen anyways. And this is his only way to be able to get to there and to get to
I know.
leader.
The things that we forgive for this man because of those eyes. Goddamn. Like.
Legit. So, and Will continues, and he says something which I didn't expect the comic to raise this, but he says, although it is convincing, it isn't totally excluded that the murder has been staged. I didn't know that they would like raise it. I thought it would be like, oh, assume okay. We have no way of knowing whether the heart belonged to, and the mom is crying, her or not. And now he kind of looks up, and the dad yells, "But there must be a lead. I will pay the police whatever they want, but they must find my daughter." So you see two things. Obviously, he wants to get things done, but he's used to paying for things, and like he just pays his way through life. He's like, I want something done. I will pay you to get it done.
Yeah,
that is some major privilege right there.
Yeah,
that sort of thing happens a lot. Like, well, in Trinidad specifically, that can happen a lot of times where it's like you need wheels greased. Like if you have the money to do it, it can get done. Like there's a thing where it's like you can pay to get your driver's license as a teenager and not have to do the test. Is it legal? Probably not, but it's a thing. Maybe not. My friend got blackmailed into having to pay hers by her driving instructor. That was a whole thing. It was drama.
Oh my god.
But yeah, him being like, I will pay to figure it out. I'm like, yeah, That rings authentic.
Well, we see that stuff a lot in the hospital, like really, really, really rich people, they'll like donate and have like wings named after them, and then they feel like they're like super entitled. Like it's been years, but I've even seen this before where like if you're on the list to get like a liver or a heart or lung transplant or something, like there's a certain set of guidelines you have to meet to like be on certain places on the list, like your age and your prognosis and like other health factors that you have, and like they take in social stuff too. It's like a whole thing. It's like a really complicated equation. It's just not like you're on the top of the list because you're like in a line. But I've had people literally be like, I will pay you. Like I had this guy say, like, whoever is in a car wreck next, I don't care. Like I will pay.
Well, they don't get away with, they don't have that happen though. Right?
Yeah, and I'm like, well, that's not how this works.
Mhm.
Because you still have to match with the tissue donor, but okay.
Oh,
That's not how this works. If you want to go buy one off the black market, I guess go for it.
Sorry. Huh. All right, so Mr. Darcy is paying for stuff, and Will looks around and then looks back at him and he says, I promise you, we will do everything we can. And she, Mrs. Darcy is tearfully rich, saying, thank you so much, dear. I'm sure that she is alive. I can feel it. Mayra is so lucky to have you looking after her. Which, by the way, I feel like she's still pushing this match.
Oh, yeah. Like, their daughter is, like, in, like, dead limbo, and they're still trying to ship this.
I mean, they think that they're dating. They've been on dates, right? So as far as they know, he is a grieving boyfriend.
As far as they know, they're engaged.
Did they? Okay, whatever.
Not, like, engaged, like, but they think that they're, like, on the trajectory.
Yeah.
To be engaged. Like they're courting with the intention of getting married.
Yeah, courting. Nice. Yes, and as she looks up and says, we will find the culprit and make them pay. And Will looks down and he just sighs. What do you think he's feeling now?
He looks so tired, poor baby. He's like,
I know, he's the lines under his eyes.
Like, I'm so over this. I don't know, these panels are really interesting because I feel like this has kind of been a theme with Will this whole season, but I think there's just so much more to him than what they're letting on, like what they're letting us see, because we don't get a lot of his internal monologue. But I think he is suspicious for sure that, I don't know if he thinks that it's like Kieran or Lauren or whatever the situation is, but he's definitely suspicious as to like, why would they fake the murder of 𝗫𝗏? Like, who would do this?
Yeah. Oh,
I think he's putting puzzle pieces together.
Yeah, and then the betrayal moment, the feeling betrayed moment. How could you lie to me? I want to see that. I mean, I don't
it's kind of stacking up to be William.
I don't want it to be Will. We've been talking about it being Will since
for
we got
so long.
Like,
we've been talking about this for like a year.
That tarot reading, people have been thinking it's Will, but just because at that time in the comic, Will seemed like he would be a lot more conflicted about, what he would do if he found out Lauren was Loon, potentially, because Kim had her suspicions. Will wasn't really there yet, and Kim was kind of like gauging him. And then, like, everything happened, and he's been chill, and it's like, oh, okay, but now it's coming to the point where he feels like everybody in his family has done shady things. He doesn't know who did what, who's right, who's wrong, and then his best friend does not tell him these crucial details. It's gonna hurt so badly. I need Will to not be happy with her. It's like, I need him. I feel like it's within his character for him to be like, what the hell? Why didn't you tell us? Thought you were gonna be more like clear about these things now. Like, I've been like worried sick about these things. Like, I need Will to like let go of some of those emotions again. I feel like he's been repressing everything. And
but do you feel like he's gonna find out before Kim finds out, or do you think that Kim is gonna know before him, and that's also gonna be part of the betrayal?
I was hoping that they would find out together, but like odds are that it'll be like, I hope that Lauren tells them, but if that's not the case, then it could be accidental. Will might find out first, maybe go to Kim about it, and Kim might be a bit more chill about it and help him maybe calm down, or maybe try to calm him down, but then he doesn't, and then that leads to the drama. But I feel like he has already his own stuff with his family that, like, what would him betraying them do? Because he already has his other drama. That's just piling on to more of his stuff. I mean, I do want him to play a key role, but I'm just worrying, like, is he just going to have a bloated role in whatever goes down, potentially. I would like it to be a bit more, evenly sprinkled throughout our main characters. A lot of moving parts right now.
Yeah. Yeah, my biggest excitement is just to see him express his feelings.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we go on to the next scene. We have a little boy, a cute little newsboy, and he says, he's holding a newspaper up right behind the justice. Well, I call it the justice statue. I kind of assume it's a justice statue. It's the statue that we saw before. It was in an ominous context before with the wings and the.
Yeah, we've seen this statue a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wasn't this in the very beginning? This is like in the square, right? Yeah. Where the riot happened and like
we saw it in the square with the riot when Tristan came and calmed the crowd down, and then
Kieran was in the crowd looking all himself.
And then we saw it after the graveyard scene with Lauren and March, and then we have that switch over.
Right. And then there's also after the New Year's Eve party. It goes from like the vase to the statue, I think.
Yeah, so we see like Tristan, 𝗥𝗏𝗏, and then like Stefan.
I call him Stefan, but like I don't know how to pronounce it. Until we hear
I say 𝗥𝗏𝗏 like 5 different ways, so it's
yeah. I mean, I did research with this guy, and his name was Steven, but it was spelled the exact same way. But I'm like, he doesn't look like a Steven. Will's dad does not look like a Steven, so Stefan, that's what I go with.
No, he doesn't look like a Steven. He looks like a Stefan. It's like a much more regal name.
Yeah,
Oh, and then we saw the statue again in 110.
We would excel at trivia. I'm just saying.
The one where she tells William and Kim after they found out that she's like alive after the factory arc, and they visit her and she's injured. And remember, they like go out to the protest on the square, and then there's that whole like Warren's monologue where it's like, and then everything changed from this moment onwards.
And then we get the flash forward
statue, and I think this is the moment where everything is kind of coming full circle because oh shit, what's that line that she says? Where it's like small, it was like a large price to pay for small victories. Am I making that up?
It's the big consequence. Like I think that's it. Something about like the consequences outweighing like the gains.
So that would make sense with what's going down right with these arrests. So it's like a small victory, but like the price that we're going to pay for this is like Kieran being kidnapped.
Can you just thinking about that again? Can you all believe that's been like at this point, it's been less than a month since the factory, because we have not gotten the 𝗫𝗏𝗃 dead yet. We've not gotten that yet. It's been less than a month. We've had this entire year's worth of content is less than a month. Bruh.
Wow.
Bruh.
Yeah, they have busy lives, these people. All right, so this little cute boy, who by the way is really cute. He's the first guy to have curly hair. Right? There's like almost no one with curly hair who Hyacinth.
I know. Add more curly hair people
that.
Represent.
I actually asked Soph that on stream once. I was like, "Hey, why don't you draw people with curly hair?" And then she goes, "I drew Bella," and I was like, "Bella does not have curly hair."
Bella is like
styled hair.
It's literally like those 40s waves that you do with hot rollers because you see my hair like that, and I'm like, "That's not curly hair."
Yeah, curly hair is like harder to draw, and also people like don't do it correctly a lot of the time. Like pick crews where you can make your own little character. Like they never have my hair texture where it's like
no. Oh my gosh, even like my little like avatar on the iPhone or whatever, like there's not any curly haired ones.
Oh,
so my hair's just like wavy. Honestly.
I just didn't make one of those.
So he holds his newspaper up high and he's like, massive arrest throughout the city last night. A 𝗏𝗏𝗃 member turned himself in and revealed the identity of dozens of other criminals. And we have these people, looking at the newspaper, they're excited. Police refuse to reveal their identities. And we have, a lot of people grabbing the newspaper, very excited. Come pick up the latest issue. Biggest Phantom Scythe arrest in a decade is what the journal says. And then we have Lauren, and she is walking along. We have a London telephone booth, by the way. I don't know if we've seen that.
I know, I noticed that. It made me think of Doctor Who.
Well, remember they went in Kim and Will went in the telephone booth before the factory arc.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you.
That's true.
Wow.
But I mean, like, isn't Ardallis like it's based off of Is it London and Paris or just London?
I think it's London and Paris. Like, there's a bunch of French style architecture, but also like the fact that it's like, you know, city by the river, big clock tower, royal family.
Yeah.
Even like the like, it looks like if you look at a map of our house and a map of like 1800s London, it's very similar.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And also like Grey Chapel, wasn't that based off of the
Whitechapel? Jack the Ripper murders were happening. I'm reading a webtoon
exactly.
with
but then they have like the French like phrases and like random words in the newspaper.
It's because they're French Canadian.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So Lauren's walking along, and Lily said you liked her outfit.
I love her outfit. I
liked it too.
I just like seeing her in dresses or like skirts or whatever, because we don't see her in that very often.
I think she's like, it looks like, isn't she like taking time off right now? Because she's technically promoted, but they're trying to like keep her on the down low, basically.
This girl is so bad at listening.
Literally public square.
She's really bad at hiding. So the free episode that just came out was the date one. And she even said, like, Kieran, I should be hiding. And he's like, it's fine, you're with me. So, like, this fool is out and about, doing her thing.
Girl, just do what we would do in that situation, given the technology. Get, like, a bunch of books and just hole up in your house and read. Listen to the radio.
Hole up in the cave.
Yeah. Hole up in the cave. That's the other option. Well, I worry about the cave because I feel like phantom-sized people might find the cave.
Also, I mean, it's later on in these panels, but I'm like, why are you going to the cave? You literally just thought these people were following
like
you. And you're like, close call.
I feel like her uncle would want to know where she is. Uncle and Darcys. Because, like, you know, only family left and all that.
She's like so brilliant 90% of the time, and the other 10%. I'm like, put your two brain cells together, girl.
So she's walking, and there is a gentleman walking behind her, and she walks, and a tap, tap, tap. It feels like she's walking a little faster, and he's tap, tapping too, and it's like, oh no. And Lauren turns around, and she's all sweating and all nervous. And then turns out he's just, you know, talking with his friend, ha ha ha, which for a second I was like, wait a second, is he just, you know, pretending? But it looks like, no, it's probably just a guy. And she's like, whew. And she says, everything's been keeping me way too on edge lately.
You know, Lauren, you wouldn't be so on edge if you know, stayed home and
didn't go out and snatch your ass in your house.
Yeah.
Like, pretend it's March 2020, sister. Sit at home.
Yeah. Like, you are in pandemic quarantine mode, Lauren. We all survived it, so can you.
Yeah, you can sit at home for 5 minutes.
This girl, something else.
Yeah, so you were saying something, Mindy, sorry.
Oh, no, that's it. I'm with you all on the astonishment at her lack of responsibility.
For her own personal well-being. She's very responsible in her job, but...
Fine. So now we see we are in Kieran's cave, and Kieran is sharpening his daggers, it looks like. And then we hear what?
Sorry. Lily has made this entire outfit and set up a cultural reset in her mind, and I would have to agree. It is revolutionary. Great hearing content. Oh, what? We can't hear you.
About
what do you say?
But we were talking about the turtleneck like weeks before this even came out, because we watched stream.
Yeah, we watched the stream. We saw he was in a turtleneck.
We saw the turtle. We didn't know the turtleneck was going to be black though.
Black turtleneck is the peak turtleneck.
Yeah, and then we were sending each other. She was sending me TikToks about the slutty turtleneck.
The guy rated like the sluttiness of sweaters from 1 to 10, and he ended it with the turtleneck.
The black turtleneck is like
this
an
is
11 out of 10.
15 minutes
the most
after
slutty sweater that a man can wear.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Wow.
This is like 15 minutes after we were talking about like Kieran in the turtleneck. I was like, he will not believe this is the first TikTok to pop up on my For You page, and TikTok is
you.
They knew. Yeah, your CIA Instagram agent knew.
Yeah, no, but like I love this entire setup because y'all pointed out he's looking a lot more muscular right now. He's a lot more broad.
Reference my side-by-side panels in the Discord people to everybody listening.
Yeah,
Went
she
from
made-
like Willow Thin.
Yeah,
Pixie
they
Link.
started
from
or whatever
episode
shit
93
should be on the
to
starboard,
this
but, like,
one.
Mindy, I'm gonna send it to you because they basically put an exact side-by-side panel of like Kieran in the cave in season 2 and then Kieran in the cave in season 3. And this man, thank you Jesus, has like bulked up so nicely, because my theory was he was more muscular in season 1 and then he was like super willowy in season 2. Like the kind of overall art style was like a lot, like all the characters were like super angular and thin. That was just like the style for season 2, and it's great. But he was like super skinny, and my headcanon is that he was very depressed after 43 and he just like did not have the will to like eat and like work out and eat his protein shakes and all of that. But now that he and Lauren are good and like getting the romance on, this man is bulking up. Like in this side by side, this man has like 40 pounds of muscle on. Like the thighs are thick, the shoulders are big. Like it is juicy.
But yeah, just I'm gonna throw in all of the different features. Black turtleneck one. Obviously, he's got the hair in the bun. Classic. Could have been the higher bun. Lower bun is still fine.
Higher bun. If so, I know you guys don't listen or watch this, but like, could you please bring the high bun back? Is it really that hard?
The flash for us, a singular moment that we can always look back on. But yeah, the fact also that this sweater is rolled up, got rolled up sleeves.
We have like a half forearm.
Yeah, good forearm.
Like a little tease of a forearm.
Yeah, and then y'all like his pants as well.
I do like the pants. These are like slacks.
Yeah, but my thing is that he's got the dagger and the sword holsters on. I don't know what. It is like a cherry on top of this combination. Are we simps? Yes, we are. But you know, we can appreciate.
Like it's just hot. Like we know the man can defend us. And look so good while doing it.
Wow. I must admit, was not, these features did not jump out at me in this particular episode, but now that you mention them, I understand.
We get better looks as
we get some better panels of it. We will continue to simp because it's us 30. So obviously that's gonna be like 90% of the episode.
Yes.
All right,
even though this is like not even the main thing in the story. We've got actual plot.
Going back to the Discord to try to like go through theories and stuff, and I was like, wow guys, we really didn't even try this episode. It's like the episode is like 90% the Royals and Redcliff, but like it's like 10% Locky, but the entire Discord is like 90% just Locky content. So I didn't feel as bad. I was like, okay, I don't really have that many theories. It's fine.
We'll try to make up for it here. We'll try to be responsible. So we hear tapping, and Lauren comes running, and she's like, "Kieran!" And also, when I thought that, I was like, "What's Lauren? Why are you here?" But I mean, I like that you're here, but I also don't like it. But okay. And she has this, the paper in her hand, and he's like, "Lauren, what are you doing here?" Same question we asked. And she's like, "Have you heard what happened last night?" And he says, "I have." Okay, I'm glad he's in the know. And she says, "It's Sandman."
Sorry.
What?
Just the hand on the sword hilt.
Just like,
yeah, just like I will defend you, my love.
Oh, okay.
It sounded way too dirty.
Yes, I know. I thought of that. I thought you were trying to hint to that first, Bundin, but you were cleaner than I was.
Nothing but I'm a child of God. Nothing but pure thoughts in this context.
Not before marriage.
Not before marriage.
He's a man of God. Not before marriage.
Let them just get married, and then they could be as pure as they want together. And she's like, "It's Sandman, I'm sure of it. He kept his promise." And he says it probably is. Yes, he's done a good job. And she's like, "Yes, I'm surprised too, but this can't be good for you." And I was wondering, like, are they going to mention, like, "Oh, he didn't put you in"? What if his files lead the police to you? What if the leader sends you back to the tower? Aww.
I think that's a valid concern. It's like there's so many criminals again. The last time this happened, you had to kill them all.
Because didn't they arrest it was
like 6 people.
Like this is like 50 people.
Yeah.
And that's just the people they arrested. That's not including like the guards or anything. And so the first time he went to the tower, did they say how many people it was? I can't remember. It was like dozens.
Dozens is what they said.
So at slaughtered dozens
24.
of people. Yeah, it was like what, 5 people plus the guards or something?
Yeah, it's like the most securely guarded prison in the city, like, and now there's way more. They probably got royal guards in there too now. Like they probably have a lot of beefed up security. I doubt
Yeah, this is like
they would
super
send
beefed
him.
up security.
Like,
Yeah, so he says, that's why I'm here now, hiding. Like you should be doing, Lauren.
call her out.
Okay,
Call her
so
out.
my
Yes,
question
she
was, is
should
like,
be hiding in the cave with him.
right, exactly, and with the one bed. How, I'm just curious, like, what is this hiding plan of Kieran? Is he just gonna hide there forever? Like, I know they talk about it a little later, but I don't know what this plan is.
They're
I think he's
just
probably just
kind
trying
of
to.
going with it.
I think he is trying to like not be there immediately because that also gives the people who are holding them more time to like beef up the security as well. So he could just be like, I was out doing my own thing. And they already know that he's kind of like flaky. So him not being around to get orders is like within his, what is expected of him potentially. Plus he just got a big win with killing 𝗟𝗏. So he's probably gained back some favor, like on some level, but obviously at the higher levels, like by the leader and stuff, they know he's a bit
But it
duplicitous.
depends on like how suspicious they are, because if William is suspicious about
I don't know if Will is suspicious of Kieran being the purple hyacinth. They think he's a fan of Scythe. I don't think they're gonna know he's purple hyacinth. I think once that's revealed, Kim and Will are going to be really like floored and like not want to be around him probably.
No, what I mean, like, you don't think that the leader and like 𝗲𝗄𝗎 who gave him the orders are suspicious at all?
Oh, they are 100%.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think he has to hide too, because he's like, yeah, I did it, but I don't know if it necessarily like won him any major like points, because he didn't do it the way that he was.
And he can't act on orders that he doesn't have. So him like kind of avoiding being home, being the places they know where he is, I think just makes sense. Gives him time to kind of like figure out alternatives, not give people enough time to be able to beef up their security to the point that sending one assassin as good as he is won't really be effective.
Yeah, because they normally like slide the letters under his door.
Yeah. Also, they've lost a lot of their other assassins. They lost Bella, who is like almost as good as Kieran, according to her records and whatever. So it's like they don't really have a lot of options either. So they lost a lot of manpower as well. So again, like I don't know if their approach would be to do that again. Like I think they were able to do that once, and because they would be expecting it, and the fact that they have less people working for them now at that level, it doesn't make sense for them to have that be a plan. Like don't do what they'd expect you to do.
Yeah,
that's true.
So he tells her, like you should be doing, Lauren, pointing wagging fingers. And Lauren doesn't say anything. She just looks a little grumpy, like, tell me what to do type of thing. But he explains, he's like, day after day, the target on your back is growing. It won't be long before the victim side realizes the traitor is your parents' driver. First the devil's den, now the arrest, and to top it all up, you're the chief's niece and the right-hand goddaughter. Lauren, you have to stay hidden more now more than ever. Oh, he's really trying hard. I feel like he's not getting through to her, but like he's trying.
He's trying, but it's just gonna have to tie her up.
in the bed. The only place.
If he must.
I mean, he doesn't want her to be uncomfortable, so
it's just his concern. Now that he's told her, he's still just being very open about his concern and like everything, and it's just so good to see that he's not like walking back his previous statements. It's out there, like he can't pretend that he didn't say all those things. I don't think he regrets it, but it's
no, not at all. But he's just trying to get it through her thick skull that she needs to hide. Like, why are you at the cave? She's like, did you know about the arrest? And he's like, yeah.
Of course I know.
Just text me.
It's on the front page of every newspaper.
Like, are you gonna be okay? And he's like, I'm the fucking purple hyacinth. Like, you're not gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay.
You know what I think it is?
What?
Just me being like my fangirl heart,
Chippy?
irrational,
She just
probably
wants
not
to see
true.
him.
No, she just wants to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
concerned,
think
and
so.
she wants to
Especially
express
after
her
the last
concern.
episode. She just wants to see his pretty face.
She wants to tell him that she's concerned
She
about
was
his
drawn by the
well-being.
power of the slutty turtleneck.
Exactly.
She was drawn to the cave.
The turtleneck compels you. The slutty turtleneck compels you. But no, I think maybe it's like she saw that, immediately thought about Kieran and his well-being, and she's a woman of action. She needs to do things all on her own. She needs to act upon her impulses a lot of the time. So she's like, I want to tell Kieran to be safe. Meanwhile, he's like, you need to not be here. What are you doing? You need to be safe. And they're just...
Yeah. She can be a little bossy sometimes too.
Yes. I guess yeah, definitely. And I like that. And she says, well, what about you, Kieran? Oh, she's concerned for him too. And he turns away a little and he's like, I'm sure the leader will contact me soon. I'll hold back my mission and try to buy some time. Hopefully enough for the royals and the APD to make their move. Okay, so that's his plan, I guess. But now he takes his hand and he puts it on her shoulder. Oh my gosh, they're over touching each other now. It's like every episode. This is like
Getting closer. Kiss.
The crumbs are becoming bite-sized. The crumbs are no longer crumbs. They're almost gonna make a cake. It's gonna be a good cake.
We got some slices of bread. This is like a slice of bread, not a breadcrumb.
Nah, actual bread is like...
No, we'll get a loaf when they kiss.
a loaf.
No, we get like a 3-tiered cake full of frosting and
Your wedding
sprinkles.
cake.
No.
Yeah. Well, let's get a wedding cake.
But yeah.
We need a 30-tiered wedding cake for their wedding. But oh my gosh, like look at the lighting. Her eyes are so full of concern. She's just like looking into his face.
They're doing that thing with like the twitchy. You know that thing where it's like got the little lines in the front to make them look like they're kind of shaking. That same technique was used when like she got shot and Kira's like, you're not fine. Do you even realize? Just like
the twitchy eye. Yeah, that's like the shit. It's like they're tearing. It's like tearing up or something.
Yeah,
It's like the shaky eyes.
You know, I missed like 2 episodes ago when Kieran was crying on the bridge. Like he had tears. That boy had tears in his eyes.
Yes, he did.
On the first
He did. He had twitchy, teary eyes. He was so overcome with emotion in the moment.
I love how overcome we are by their emotion. Listen, I love it. This is so satisfying. These tiny little like these eyebrows movements or whatever. We are here for it.
The development is just the slow burn is burning. We're getting a flame.
We've got a piece of charcoal and we put a little piece of straw on it and it's beginning to smoke. That's what it is. Got it. Just a little bit.
By the way, like I feel despite whatever happens, like the fact that he's like, Lauren, I beg you to stay hidden. I feel like she's not gonna do it, and and then she'll feel guilty.
It's foreshadowing. It's foreshadowing to her not gonna listen. She's gonna do.
It's gonna hurt Kieran. It's gonna hurt Kieran, and she'll feel guilty, and she'll flash back to all this time.
100%. I agree with you.
Oh,
Mindy.
I just thought of something angsty. What if she does hide? And they find her because they think they know, like they break into her house or something. So it's because she hid that she got caught. And Kieran begins to blame himself because he's like, if I just let her do her thing, she could have done that because
she would have been like traipsing around town. She would have been just fine.
Yeah, if she just did her thing, like went and been her girl boss self, she could have been fine. But no, I don't think that's going to happen. I do think that she's going to bite off more than she can chew and go and do something dumb and get kidnapped. And Kieran has to reveal himself to Kim and Will that he's the purple hyacinth. I low-key want that to be something where it's like he's the one who tells them without Lauren being...
Yes, but he's like, we have to team up to go save her.
Yeah, he's gonna be like straight up. He's like, listen, she was protecting my identity because y'all are gonna hate me. Also, Will, your girlfriend's alive. Also, I don't know if you know this, she is in fact gay. She's dating my bestie. We're gonna thrust her out of jail. Like I don't know, some shit like that. That would be really funny. But the point is, I think that's how reveal will be. So yeah, I think Lauren is in danger. We're not very concerned.
I can see that.
They're both in massive danger.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we'll get into Kieran's danger later because I saw some theories when we were chatting. Like that night this episode came out, and she's like, "I'm concerned."
Oh, yeah. So Lauren is definitely, he's like very effective. They're very close to each other. He's for sure took a step closer to her, by the way. Just saying. And oh my gosh, I can't even. It's like, wow, beautiful. But and she is like the twitching, and she remembers how last time he talked about how the black man will be effective, and then she softly touches his arm, and she puts her hand on his wrist, and he's still on her shoulder. There's just like constant touching everywhere, and she looks down, and then she lifts up his hand, slides her thumb under his palm. He's looking at her. She's looking at him. They have eye contact. It's super intense. And she says, "All right." And she takes his hand and she puts it on her heart.
No, you don't understand, Mindy. You don't understand. Okay, I need to adjust myself in my seat.
I know, me too. I'm like, wait a second. Okay, I gotta like.
When we saw this streaming, we were like, why is she removing her hand from the hand from her shoulder? What? And then it's like, okay, what is she gonna do with the hand? Put it on her heart and hold it close.
But we didn't get to see that part. She cut off the stream before that panel, and it made them look like they were fighting. So they looked really angry, and so we were like, what is going on? Why are they fighting? Because it ends with her picking up his hand. But this is super interesting. I don't know if you saw this in the Discord, Bundin, about the panel where it changed.
The thumb placement.
Yeah. So the original panel, at least that she drew in stream, she grabbed his. Okay, so like if this is Kieran's hand,
like this,
grabs it like this. It was like grasp, and then she like picks it up. And so in the stream, it looked really aggressive. We were like, oh, like, don't touch me, get off me, whatever. But she changed it so that this is his hand, and she goes like this and puts it here.
Someone needs to do an analysis of all the lock-in hand touches, because it is a thing. I feel like that could be a thing more like toward the end of the series. I feel like I would want, because I'd probably do it. I have the time, I have the means, but I would need all of PH, because I'm like, the hand touches throughout the entire series, or at least up to the end of season 3. I feel like that could be feasible, and then add on to that at the end. But hand touches from day one, their hands and how their hands interact with each other's hands has been an indicator of their relationship, right? Even their hands on other parts of their bodies, even if, that one time in 43, it was a big part of the plot, but it was, awful. And it is a major part of like their relationship and the development. So like you need to include that as well. But yeah, just the handshakes, the holding each other.
But look how meaningful the hand placement is, because I see several things. I see her taking his hand and like putting it over her heart, as in like vulnerable, honest. I think for me, this is Lauren's first true romantic move towards Kieran. I think that we haven't had her internal monologue so far, but I think that she's realized how much she cares for him, because with her going to the cave, she already knew that Sandman was going to turn herself in. She knew the files. She gave the files to 𝗥𝗏. She knew that this was going to go down. She knew that Sandman had the plan to turn himself in. It's not like she's shocked that these events are happening, right? She knew this was going to happen. Maybe not like to the minute, but she knew. But her major concern is not like going to the cave, and she's not like jumping up and down and like, Kieran, Sandman did it. This is so great for us. All of these arrests happen. She goes there, runs there, and is like, Kieran, what is going to happen to you? This is bad for you. What are you going to do? She is completely concerned about him. She goes, did you hear about the arrest? What if you get involved in this? It is not about it serving her anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that's exactly the whole thing. Is like, I know that we were kind of joking about it, but no, she went there because she needed to see Kieran and tell him about her concerns. Like, she needed to do that herself because she cares. She got all this news, and out of all of the things that went down, who was arrested, I mean, they didn't release names, but she could probably get the names. She's a cop, where she is, who she has access to. Like, her first thought is, how is this going to affect Kieran? And she needed to go and talk to him to make sure that he was taking precautions to be safe, So very much along your vein of, her being there, it's all about her concern for him and making sure that he is okay and that he does not get wrapped up in this news. Even though they should be concerned about the fact that Miss 𝗪𝗏𝗀𝗀 has been arrested and wants to murder him.
And
but
also
yeah,
after 43, like the fact that she puts his hands so close right there, like that is huge. That to me alone is like, we're done with 43. Like
She
we're
trusts
happy.
him.
we've
She
been
said that she
talking.
trusts him already before.
Someone has talk like this has just been a thing that's been floated around forever in like just the community in general, but it's like someone wants like Lauren to put his hand on her neck as a sign of like, I trust you. I don't know if we're gonna get that, but that would absolutely make me dissolve into a puddle on my floor.
I think this is close enough for me.
Yeah, like I feel like that is very on the nose and I don't think it's necessary. I mean, it would, like, again, if we got it, it would mess me up in a good way, but it's like I don't know if it's needed necessarily. They've already shown so many ways how much they have recovered. Well, at least Lauren has, like, you know, recovered from that and like, you know, repaired her relationship with him. So I don't need it. I just need a kiss. Like shit. I need a kiss. I need Lockie. Nobody has kissed in this series at all. Ever. Nobody. None of the ships. Not even the canon ones.
No, didn't Darcy kiss the little prince? Didn't the little prince get a kiss?
That doesn't count.
Seriously?
I'm pretty sure Duncan and Tristan have kissed Lauren on like the forehead. That does not count.
True.
I need romantic shit.
You need romantic kisses, not platonic kisses with 8-year-olds.
No.
Well, Duncan and Tristan almost kissed. That was very satisfying.
Yeah, but we didn't get the kiss. I need
to see the kiss though. Also, like we just need the Lockie kiss or the Kiwi kiss. Like we're just so invested.
𝗪𝗏𝗯𝗁 too, like shit. Especially now with like once they get reunited.
I want 𝗪𝗏𝗯𝗁 to kiss, but my thing with 𝗪𝗏𝗯𝗁 is that they've kissed before. They've had a relationship. They had a torrid affair. Obviously, it's gonna rekindle or something probably, but like they've done it. Okay.
Off screen. I went on screen.
I mean, I want to see it too, but I'm just like,
watch Love be the first kiss.
Like, fresh.
I mean, yeah, but like still, but I do get the feeling that they're holding off to make it one of the two main ships be the ones to kiss on screen first, and then that'll open the kissing floodgates.
You're right. I think you're too hopeful. There's no kissing floodgates on Purple Eyes.
In PH.
Hey, Mom.
I think if this is the season of hugs, I did say, is season 4 going to be the season of kisses?
I love if that's how they organized it. It's like we got the season of, I don't know what season 1 would be, or season 2, but season 3 hugs, 4 kisses.
Season 1 is like the season of like almost slitting your throat.
Right.
Yeah, the fine line between sexual tension and murder.
Okay, that is the clip. Sorry, what minute are we at now? That is the clip.
The fine line between sexual tension and murder.
Wow. Only on Purple Hyacinth, ladies and gentlemen.
Tagline for PH.
Lockie treading that fine line between sexual tension and murder since 2019.
I'm writing it down so I don't forget it. I need to look for it. I'm on in.
But I mean, like, some of my favorite panels, like, we've discussed this, you guys, it, like, is that fine line. It's like, you could die at any second, or you could totally just bang against the wall.
Ending of season 2 finale is a prime example of this, but there's no sexual tension. It's more like, you know, tenderness and like, you know, wanting to be close and comfort each other. But yeah, season 1 is the
season 1 had a lot of those moments. It's like they could fuck or fight, you know?
Yeah.
All right.
You guys, we have not even gotten to.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Like we have not even gotten to the Redcliff
Lockie brain is a disease that we are all afflicted with, but none of us want the cure, and that's fine. There is no cure.
There is no cure.
Maybe the kissing. All right, so he gives her this adorable smile, which is here on screen. Oh my gosh, it's like that. I love you so much in your life and everything, and direct pleasure just from looking at you, and you're so cute and adorable. Oh my gosh, I love it. So
just looking at her go makes him so happy.
Oh, That's just that smile. Oh my
I
god.
just don't want them to be separated.
But they will be.
I don't want them to be separated, but I want the pining.
Pining.
I want the pining because I think
Mutual pining, slow burn, 200K complete.
You don't know what you got, right? You don't know what you got till it's gone. They need to, right? They need it sometimes.
I think we're gonna get a lot of like, I'm hoping a lot of like introspective dialogue, some pining, some realization of feelings.
Lauren, please be introspective, please. You've
Yeah.
had so many.
Please.
You've had so much. This boy has thrown so much of his feelings at you, and you just kind of. Well, you've been dealing with shit, Lauren. I know. I'm addressing Lauren. I'm addressing her. It's like you've been dealing with a lot of shit, Lauren. I know that you got other priorities. You know, the world, people's lives, and stuff. But you know, take a second to think about like all the things that have happened with this man for the past like 3 months, specifically this past month, and like really dig deep and see, like, and realize that maybe you do feel something more than
She does. That's why she went to the cave today.
but she doesn't know. She needs to realize.
She does
She needs to
know. She knows. She put Chris' hand on her boot.
Okay, fine, that's true. She did do that. Fine. She needs to articulate it in words in her head. I mean,
Yes.
yeah.
For us, the readers.
Or for herself. I feel like she doesn't think about
I
it.
mean, for herself, but also so that we know that she
Yeah.
knows.
Character introspection is like important, I think, in a lot of media, just because it's like internal thoughts really do kind of show like, you know, the progression of character. I mean, obviously actions do too, but it's really good to see a character kind of take a step back and like think inward and like, you know, realize some things. I feel like that's a good way to kind of show character development without having like, you know, a million things going on. Just kind of process things like how people do.
Yes.
Well, I feel like it's really necessary a lot of times with Lauren's character as well, because she's so flat's not the word, but she's very stoic
Yes.
all the
She
time.
pushes through. She doesn't
Yeah.
get the feelings. She like
Yeah.
command down, like she's head first, action first before feelings.
Mm-hmm.
He gives her that cute little pound smile and he's like, thank you. I know you're not the type to run away, which made me think 1 second, like, I feel like she is gonna run away now.
I know. I'm like, is this foreshadowing?
Yeah, something weird about that statement.
I just love that he kind of whispers it because he's just like, he knows her so well at this point that he's just like making this little comment under his breath that like he knows that she can hear, but it's just like kind of him also talking to himself in a way. Like, you know, when you whisper something under your breath, just kind of be like, you know, and I'm just like, he knows her so well at this point and he knows how hard this is for her and he just wants her to be safe, but like he loves the fact that she's all like a go-getter and stuff, and it's just like he loves his woman. He does.
The best. They respect each other. My grandmother actually always said that. You know, she was married twice and both didn't work out both times, let's just say. So she's always like, a man has to respect you. Man has to respect you. Yes. So yes,
it's helpful. It's helpful in a relationship, that's for sure.
So he tells her, I think it's safer for you to just stay away from me for a while. That's so sad.
And the fandom collectively screams, no!
A messenger might try to find me at any time. I'm like, do they get to the cave? Is that what you, because you just said you're hanging out in the cave.
That's why I'm so good. I'm like, is he talking about them finding him at the cave or at his house? I thought he was hiding out in the cave so he didn't have to go to his house.
Honestly, I feel like following him to the cave might, I mean, obviously he's hardcore parkour, so like it's not like, it's kind of hard to track him, but I feel like it's not impossible to track the cave. I do get the feeling that like the cave has been like the safe space for this entire series. It's not going to be the safe space for very long. I feel like it's going to be revealed and they're going to need to find somewhere else to kind of be. But that's just me. I'm just like, this has been set up to be like the home base.
Obviously, if 𝗫𝗏 knows where it is in the near future, it can't be.
Okay, that reminds me, 𝗫𝗏 just hiding somewhere in the corner.
Where is she? We haven't even brought that up yet.
This, just like,
where is she? We all thought she was in the cave, but she's not.
She at Lauren's house?
Taking a nap in the bed.
She's hiding in the corner of the
she can't be in that bed before Lauren gets in that bed. Oh no.
No,
he cannot smell the cologne on his pillow before Lauren. I will riot.
Yeah.
No, again, 𝗫𝗏 is just hiding in the corner listening to all of this like a drama, just being like
she's like
she's going on a facial journey as she's like listening to all this. As soon as Lauren leaves, she like Neri looks at Kieran, she's like, so you and Lauren, huh? Like I want teasing Nera shipping 𝗏𝗀𝗃 so bad.
Oh, she would tease.
But like seriously, where is she?
Where in the world is Nera Elena Darcy?
Where?
I'm gonna make that an edit.
You should. You absolutely should make that an edit. I need to see that. But is she hiding at Lauren's house? Like,
that's what I'm guessing.
Where did Lauren? Because like Lauren left with Nera after Kieran stayed to do the like murder setup. So where did she take her?
I think she's in the cave. I want her to be there.
No. You don't have to tell her. All right. Yeah,
oh my gosh, what if she brought her to Will's?
But Will doesn't know. I mean, wouldn't it be cool if Will does know right now?
Pretending.
That would be cool. That would be really cool. I don't think it's the case.
That would also be very hilarious to have her under Stefan's nose.
I mean, if she took her back to her house,
wait, so that's his father's house.
She'd have to tell Tristan.
I feel like if she took her back at her house, though, that's like, what is it? Faking a murder. What is the name of that crime again? Where it's like falsifying, like, you know, and pretending to be murdered. It's not like something, there's stuff with that. It's like you're faking a crime, basically. And when they're complicit if they have her in their house. Also, that makes them look really sus.
Like in Lauren's attic.
I don't know. I think she's in the cave somewhere, but that's just me. Just being like, she's hidden somewhere. Don't think about it.
I feel like she would have interjected by now. I feel like she really would have like interjected in this conversation. Like, yeah, she'd have been like, excuse me. Also, we have to comment on the pants. Like, I cannot go past this panel.
Yeah, very nice pants.
They're really nice and pressed. They got the crease in the middle.
Right, Mindy? You noticed the pants?
Yeah, they're professional. They're like fancy work pants.
They're like slacks.
He looks very good.
It's the crease in the middle that goes down. I love that.
Oh, the middle.
Yeah, like the crease.
Right, in front.
No, like I mean the crease down like the legs, in the middle of the legs. That's like pressed.
Oh,
pants.
the like
this man is pressing his pants.
They just like so good.
Yes, he does.
I will send that panel, Mindy, but like he is beefed up significantly.
Yep. All right, so now we transition to the palace, the very ornate palace. And we go to what appears to be the underground of this palace. A new part that we have not seen before. Does not look as fancy. It is ominous looking. It has ripped archways, chandeliers with candles, and some fallen bricks on the floor. And then we have, I don't like, violence and torture and stuff. So I know probably a lot of people were like happy to see Redcliff get beat up. I was not. But besides for I have a massive plot question, but whatever. But anyway, I happen to like not like this, but whatever. So
wait, do you guys still see the like sketch panel?
What sketch panel?
Right. Yeah.
Do you see that?
Thanks.
She left it in.
What?
So wait, there's the panel where it's like the hallway with the candles. And then if you have your phone brightness turned up, there's like blue sketches. It's like a panel that she didn't finish or didn't take out.
It's like cranking up my brightness.
It's just like a couple lines.
Oh my, yes, I do. Oh, shit.
So are we missing an entire panel?
No, I think that was just sketches that ended up staying in. It adds character.
Yeah, that was funny. So it's Redcliff. He is bruised. Well, he already was bruised, actually.
He was already bruised.
Yeah, from
Bella.
Yeah,
Bella did most of the work.
From Bella.
Yeah. So okay, so he has blood fleckles all over his mouth and a little bit on his shirt, and he's gulping, and he has like sweat or water on his face. And then we have the queen and king standing over him. I'm not surprised to see the queen. I am surprised to see the king.
I thought she went rogue and kind of was like doing her own thing.
I thought so too, especially with her like pulling up in that carriage, pretending she was the leader in that cloak.
I admire her tenacity. I admire that, like, also the fact that she's like, hubby and I are gonna like watch.
Like,
this
what
guy
a
get
power
tortured.
couple! Like, what a power couple date right now.
Yeah, no, I could see why he was into her. He kind of saw her like being like beating up a bully or something, and he was just like,
He's like,
yes.
yeah, let's go. And she's like, and we can keep our crowns on.
Yeah. Also, this is the first time we've seen her in a very plain dress. She's not in her blue dress, but also, you know, hide the blood stains. Also he's in like, I mean, also we saw her in her nightgown, but like, you know what I mean? Like she's like not in her quarters and whatever. But yeah, they're just like same pose. They're looking down at him. They're looking like a power couple. And I'm low key, this is the only other time I've just been like, yes, queen.
This is the only
yes,
time I've been into them. This is
Yeah.
the only chapter I've ever been into them. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. A little peek into like, that's how that became a thing. They got
Right.
things in common. They share hobbies, even if it's torture. Ugh.
Although I'm not gonna lie, they look like siblings in this
I was
panel.
about to say they look
low key
cousins.
look completely the same.
They're like, you know, they're like third cousins twice removed or some shit.
The
Like,
Lannister vibes.
no,
Ew.
I was more thinking British royal family Habsburg
British,
shit.
all
But that's just
European.
me.
All
Yeah,
very
all the
different.
European royals are related.
Well, they were trying
Let's not think about how inbred King Charles is. We don't.
Oh my
need to
God.
talk about that.
Could we not?
Yeah.
I'm from an Ashkenazi Jewish family. Like Ashkenazi Jews are very, very inbred. So I always say I brought in, you know, fresh genes with marrying Goel, a Dutch convert. So yeah.
That's the same thing with a lot of
children. You have fresh genes.
Mhm.
That's like the white population in Trinidad low-key because it's so small, and like, you know, there was like, you know, leftover like colonial stuff, so everybody was kind of like marrying their own races for the longest time. So like my American friends would joke, like, we were a lot of Trinidadians up in the US, and we had like a couple American friends, and they'd be like, sounds like you're cousins with like a lot of each other's cousins. Like, are you like low-key related? And I was like, honestly, if go back far enough, maybe. Like a lot of people are like related by marriage and stuff. So it's just like, interesting.
I think I'm related to Beyonce by marriage.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, my dad sent me this thing. She's like my fourth cousin or something by marriage. Never met her.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But
It's a family reunion. What is this?
I
Big-
know. I'm like, Beyonce, where's my family reunion? But
Beyonce,
I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. and
Yes,
she's
isn't that
from
where
Houston,
she's
Texas.
from? Yeah.
And she is the same age as my older sisters, because my two older sisters, there's like an 8, 9, 10-year gap between us. And so my sisters went to public school. They didn't go to the same high school as Beyonce or Destiny's Child, but they had friends who went to the same performing arts, like private high school, because she went to some like bougie private performing high school. So like my sisters had friends that knew Destiny's Child and stuff.
Holy shit, that's so cool.
But then my dad sent me this thing that apparently we're related. So I'm like, okay, waiting for the invite any day now.
You invite her. What is this?
Invite Beyonce to the cookout.
Yeah. Nice. All right. So our maybe siblings power couple here. They are the framing is really nice. Again, I don't like torture. I don't like this whole thing at all. Like it gets me very, very uncomfortable. But it is illustrated very nicely.
Oh, sorry, Lily, I'm about to ruin something for you. The queen is also in a black turtleneck.
Oh my God, no, wait. Are you serious?
Baby Brown.
She's in a black turtleneck with
Is
like the
she
dress over
secretly
it.
Kieran's mother? What is this?
Wait, that was I have to see related to
I
that.
know, Mindy, you said that. You said that he could have been like a secret royal child.
Yo, I've always had a feeling he was born bougie, right? Like that was something
The
I
man
had
has
in
a
my heart.
bougie soul. The man is has a bougie soul.
Yeah, that is.
About his parents. Remember, like we flashed back to like, oh, I was normal.
We know nothing about his parents.
Yeah,
I thought that was
parentage.
the protectee, but like we don't know. He looked so happy in that one panel, but Soph said he was like 16 in that episode where he's like, "Why do you like drawing, Kieran?" It's like he's like 16,
But
so he's
that
been through
was
the trauma.
after we came to the conclusion that was after he was even kidnapped.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, how can you?
I mean, that's a whole nother topic. We can go
yeah
into that. But like,
timelines.
I'm still I really do wonder if we're gonna get into Kieran's.
By the way, just notice we're in the part about Redcliff and the royalty, and we just got back to Kieran.
All roads go back to Kieran. It's our curse.
Are you shocked at all?
No, But
I mean,
just
Bundin saw
mentioned
the turtleneck, and then we just came full circle.
We're terrible.
I didn't
We're
realize
gonna make
this,
a joke
but
about that
no,
on
she
Discord.
totally does. I wonder if they all like shop at the same bougie.
Or
It's the equivalent of a Macy's in Art Hollis.
No, Taylor's.
It's called Hyacinth's. Like bougie.
It's the PH's choice.
For royals or assassins.
They got different floors. If you want assassin, you go up the escalator to the second
Yeah,
floor.
and the Phantom Scythe has their whole floor. Sell knives too.
And then the leader has like his own private like VIP suite. You know,
He's the one where like he rolls up, they kick everybody out, and he has his own private viewing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got like the restaurant at the top too. Yeah, exactly. Like
Mhm.
Bloomingdale's.
Yeah.
So they, the queen, they both have their arms folded, king and queen. And the queen says, I admire your tenacity, Redcliff. Growing up in the streets of 𝗪𝗪𝗃 must have made you stronger than you look. All right, okay. And yeah, he looks like very defeated. He's hunched over. His hands are tied behind his back, and his legs are probably tied to the chair. She says, not many could have been able to withhold as long as you did with our information master here. You said you were ready to speak. Is that true? Which contradicts what I think contradicts what happens later. Well, I'll get to it when you get to it. Whatever. I don't like this. There's this torture master, there's torture implements. Don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't care. Even if they're bad, don't torture them. Just if you want to kill people, don't torture them. Whatever.
I can't watch like torture scenes and stuff. I'm not good with gore, so like I relate, but like that's why I'm happy that it's like off screen. We didn't get a gratuitous torture scene, but I mean, we got some of that before with like Kieran and stuff, which is just like
I don't mind gore, but I don't like torture, if that makes sense. Like blood and guts don't bother me, but like if it's torture, it bothers me.
Yeah,
so.
I couldn't be. I can't handle blood and all that stuff at all.
No, like I can watch zombie stuff and all the like, you know, surgery, whatever, but I cannot watch like, oh, everybody growing up when I was like in not middle school, maybe like high school and college, everybody was into those Saw movies.
Oh yeah.
I think I saw 15 minutes of one because my husband and his family were watching it and I sat to watch it and I had nightmares for like weeks.
Yeah. I can't handle body horror or anything like that. Like no.
Yeah, and the king says, any more lies from your mouth and we'll start all over again, scum. So okay, I don't get this at all. It's like, how do you know he's lying? You don't know if he's lying or telling the truth ever. So how would you know, oh, we'll start all over? Doesn't make sense to me. Like, you don't know if he's lying. Okay, whatever. And I am surprised to see the king be so firm. I didn't know that he would be this way. I thought he was more of a pushover. So, okay.
Wifey wanted to torture and he's like, sure, wifey, let's go.
Whatever you want, babe.
You know, that's why like there's been a debate going on in the server about whether or not this was part of 𝗥𝗲𝗄's plan, but the only thing is that 𝗥𝗲𝗄 is not present, so we don't really know, and like you'd think that in this circumstance he would be, unless there's some sort of thing where they're trying to make Redcliff think that the king and queen are doing this and 𝗥𝗲𝗄 has his own thing. I low-key think they're going rogue, but I could also 100% see this being 𝗥𝗲𝗄's like plan that he gave to them and Stefan about like what to do. So it's really either or. It's just interesting to see where
I don't know. I feel like it could go either way because let's be honest, it's PH.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But I kind of feel like the royals are just going rogue.
Yeah,
that's just me.
That would be a thing that they would do. So, pardon my French, but this woman is too much of a bitch to like listen to 𝗥𝗲𝗄. She does not like him enough to listen.
Also,
to
I
him.
don't get torture vibes from 𝗥𝗲𝗄. Like even
true.
for Redcliff or somebody who really doesn't like. I can't see him doing that.
I mean, we have him as being sussy, so like who's to say? But you know, yeah, that is another thing.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'll leave it at that. I would not be surprised if it went either way, but I just don't. With what we know, I don't see that from him.
Either way is acceptable to me. So Redcliff says, yes, I'm done. And okay, it just bothers me. I know we don't like Redcliff, but I don't like to see anyone in that state. You know, he's like completely hungover. It's whatever. Gross. So the queen says, we did you a favor by bringing you here secretly instead of arresting you publicly. Okay, girl, sure. Big favor. Okay. There may still be a chance that your leader does not know. Your options are very few, Redcliff. Either you cooperate and stand the chance to survive, or you die either at our hands or our leaders. Once they know you've been caught, or your leaders, once they know you've been caught, you know you will not be able to run away. Okay, so my problem plot-wise with this is that they should have told him this right at the beginning. Like, I feel like, okay, he says later, right, just to summarize, he's like, oh, I'll cooperate with you, I'll trick, blah, 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 we'll do this and that. It seems to me like he's the type of person to come up with that plan in like 5 seconds. And like, why would he do torture? He's not loyal to the leader. Like, why would he even withstand torture for what? Like, what is he loyal to? He's not loyal to the leader. So what's the point?
I agree with you, Mindy, because he also had that entire carriage ride with the queen to come up with some kind of plan. Like, Redcliff didn't make it this far without being somewhat savvy.
And
go ahead.
Yeah, the speech that the queen is giving is something that you give to someone before you torture them. You're like, you say, here are your options. Either you cooperate with us or we'll torture you, right? And this is like after the torture. Did they even talk to him before the torture? Like, did they give him a chance to like cooperate?
No, she makes it sound like he was being tortured by that guy, and then they like waltzed up to have this conversation.
I got the impression that they told him all of this before, because what's the point of like torturing someone without asking questions first? That's just
that's what I'm saying. That like that's what Mindy's saying, is that it doesn't really make sense plot wise.
No, but that's
probably just like a just something.
That's what I think. What's happening here is like, I don't think that they know that he's on thin ice with the leader. I don't think they knew that going into this. I think they found out that he was the apostle. They gave him the options, and then him being smart did not reveal any of this before to kind of make it look like he's trying to withhold information and and that they broke him, and that he's like, willing to do that. He's playing along, I guess, and like they said, he's really tough because he did grow up on the streets, so like, and he just got beat up by Bella, and he was still upright after, okay. So he could walk after. So I think that is I think he is being incredibly savvy and trying to twist this to his benefit. I don't think that he will go along directly with what they're doing. I think he's going to try and do something to make himself be the one to come out on top of both the leader and the royals.
So I agree on that, but I just don't see him withstanding torture to get to that. Like, devious plan, check, yes, but like, I don't know, torture, those were some pretty disgusting instruments there. I don't know.
I agree with you, Mindy, and what you said in the server is that I think it was just more of a dramatic plot device.
I think it's because they know we want to see him. I don't, but like that, a lot of people want to see him get what he deserves.
I mean, we already got that more satisfyingly when Bella was beating him up, and in a way
more satisfying than this.
I mean, that's why I think that's part of why they didn't show it again, because we already seen him get beat up. We don't need to see that again. Also, it's just like useless plot to like show him getting tortured again. You just allude to it after. It's just a faster way to get to like the point, So that's just me. I didn't really mind it too much, but like I haven't really thought harder on it enough to sort of, making me see it as an issue, like I didn't really think about it too deep.
All right. So he is still hunched over and he says, what do you want? And the queen, again, it's just like, she's like, oh, cooperate with us. But then she goes right back and, contradicts herself. And she's like, and how could we ever trust you, Redcliff? Like, okay, well, you just asked him to talk. So he's like, okay, I'll talk. And then you're like, well, I can't trust you. And she is, leaning over him intimidatingly. We're not shocked that she, is a power lady and, abuses her power whenever she can. She's like, you've been lying to everyone all these years. What would prevent you from doing it again? Okay, like, fine. Yeah, you're right. But like, what are your options? You just told him to talk to you. Okay. And he is, here's his persuasiveness. He's like, because betraying you would not be to my advantage. And he's panting and he looks up. He says, I am not one of their blindly loyal servants. And he spits out some blood.
I thought he spat on her with the blood for a second. I thought he did, but then he didn't. I was like, smart man.
He says, hell, I wanted to overthrow the leader myself. You see his feet are tied to the feet of the chair and there's blood on the floor. I don't have an ideological attachment to them anymore. They were only waiting for an excuse to get rid of me anyway. And he has this grin on his face, a little maniacal grin. He has a bit of an eye patch, like a patch. So I don't know where that got there, but still has
Bella beating him
I think
up.
it's from his beating up with Bella. That was probably already there.
Yeah, he has like bandages by his lip as well. That was from when Bella beat him up, and they're just like, yeah, we're gonna leave the bandages to stay on during torture.
Yeah, I can't imagine that the guy who just tortured him like patched him up.
Like they left on his like bait earrings and stuff, right? Like they just didn't care. They just kind of went to it.
So yeah, he looks pretty crazy. Like, you know, this is kind of a little bit of that, you know, okay, not that I've watched these films, but you know, like the Joker or Harley Quinn, where someone is so crazy that they don't have the anticipated reaction to that human beings would have. So like he should be like sad and crying or like screaming, but he's just grinning and he has this wide open face. So he, you know, there's something off about him and something weird.
Maybe
he's definitely not a normal, well-adjusted man. That's for
what
sure.
if he was into the torture?
Yeah. The fine line between never mind.
Well, I'm just saying, when you get beat up like that, how can you? I mean, there's some people it's like you torture them, or like you put them down, but their ability to like not pay it any mind makes them the superior, and they're the one who has control of the situation in a way. So him being so like calm and stuff, and like almost a manic in how he's talking to them is very like, you know, just shows his like
that just gave me a thought. It makes me wonder if he actually likes it when Bella.
That's what I'm saying. Also, I need to repeat that I'm a child of God, and this podcast is not meant to be dirty.
That's for our
it's for my personal reference.
I don't know. I have we held back here? I don't know. Like,
we could get much spicier.
What's it? So okay, so he looks up with that crazy grin. He's like, "You're only waiting for an excuse to get rid of me anyway. And once they know that I've been discovered, they certainly will. I'm ready to collaborate with you, offer you my knowledge, like allies, if you grant me your protection in return." And the queen is looking at him skeptically. And then she says, "Oh my god, it's just such a crazy look." She grabs his collar.
This is not his best panel.
He still looks, he does. I mean, listen, I love his earrings, I love his hair, I love long hair, I love blonde hair. I mean, like, the earrings are amazing. Like, yeah, he's got a lot of issues, but he is a good looking. All right, well, yeah, but he does look crazy. He's like the crazy eyes here. And she's like, "How dare you ask anything from us? You are in no position to," and he just cuts her off. Like, think about it, my queen. Oh god.
He's trying to buy some points, you know.
I think he's being mocking though. I mean, him being like my queen with that smile, he's being sarcastic. He's kind of placating, you know.
He
just gives zero fucks, honestly.
You know,
it's all about his own skin. Trap him and all the other higher ups together. Like, dude, like if you really had this like notion in your mind, you could like suggested this earlier, you know, like you were like you were a noble, like you're in touch with the king and queen.
He's a viscount. He's got peerage.
No, right? He could have, like, if he really wanted to take the TS down, he could have just said so to them a long time ago. But whatever. So, AKA, yes, he's not trustworthy at all.
He really could have done this a long time ago.
And he says, "I can be your middleman and make them believe I am still defending their interests." No, they don't believe you're defending their interests already.
But the king and queen don't know that.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, they don't know how much the 𝗵𝘂𝗍𝗃 doesn't trust him.
Yeah, unless
I mean, he did say that they were planning to get rid of him, but like,
yeah, unless there's, you know, my theory is correct and somehow she's behind the whole 𝗵𝘂𝗍𝗃. All right, and she says, "Use the parlay to trap them. Behead all of the 𝗵𝘂𝗍𝗃's commanders at once." 1 second, they have no justice system in this like country. There's no trial and record.
She doesn't care. She wants them all dead. This woman does not give a rat's ass
just
about
after
them all.
blood. She's just after blood. She doesn't give a fuck.
She wants to preserve the current system and wants to go about it by any means necessary. Because then she's talking about how like we should put all of these things in place and do this and do that. And Redcliff's like, that's gonna make things so much. I mean, no, Redcliff's Docket, and he's like, that's gonna make things so much worse. Like, do you even hear yourself? You're so tone deaf.
Yes, tone deaf, very. And he says, that'll leave you with only the middle and lower class Ardhalians to appease, which shouldn't be difficult. Admit your wrongdoings, give them some assistance, and the crown will be safe. And notice, by the way, I think it's very intentional. We have a shot of the king listening.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that. Yeah, that's very intentional. He's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
He's thinking about this deal.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen at the end, but I kind of hope that it'll end up with the queen being bye-bye and the king like learning about what he has to do to rule properly, or I don't know, some kind of co-ruling, whatever they do. But like the king is redeemable. You know, I think that the king has a heart.
Wouldn't it be really interesting if like we've been thinking this whole time that the king is like, you know, kind of a weak pushover type of monarch? Wouldn't it be really interesting if like plot twist he was actually like the leader or something, and he's actually incredibly capable and was just trying to like mess with things, wanted to take over the crown from his dad, and like that's why
I have several reasons why I've been sus of the king. I am sus of the king because he's the one that got rid of the death penalty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me could be an indication that he wants the Phantom Scythe members that are arrested alive. Like, remember, he put out that bounty basically for Kieran, like for the PA, but the queen said like, oh, but you won't give the death penalty. And I'm like, yeah, because he wants his top assassin alive if he's the leader. And now I just completely lost my second point. It was right here.
Happens to the best of us.
I know, it's right there. Oh, this is gonna kill me. So frustrating.
Why is the king suspicious?
Oh, now I remember. Oh, so the episode, I can't remember the number, but the one where we see them in their very cute nightgowns. And she's like, let's just go in the tunnels. Let's just blow these fuckers up. Let's just do it. And he's like, no, babe, we really can't do that. Like, that's not smart. That's like not the way this works. And he just kept shutting it down. And to me, it was a little bit suspicious. Like, he wasn't even entertaining it. He wasn't like, yeah, maybe we could like suss him out.
I just thought of something. I just thought
what?
of something.
What? I saw your brain.
It's because Dakin is sus because that's Dakin's bestie. Dakin is his right hand. If Dakin is sus, then that makes sense because then he's like involved.
Well, I've also thought maybe he was the leader too, and they staged the ATSD on purpose to get rid of his father so that he could rule.
Yeah, but it's like either way, it's like if one is involved, then the other is surely like working with them, or like that could be a thing. Like Dakin working alongside him to kind of bring about the change, because Dakin is all about bringing about the social change, and like maybe the removal of the death penalty was something that he would have wanted, like all these things, but you know, the queen and like the corruption that's internal, like all these things causing all this stuff.
Where we can have
like it'd be interesting, like the head of this like terrorist organization causing all of these things is like the monarch, like and like he's in a ways like trying to change the system that he was born into by like doing all these things. Would be really interesting, I would think. There are pieces that could make that work.
I guess we'll just wait and see.
All right, so yes, King, well, we'll see about you. And Redcliff has more of this, like, he's just smile and gets even bigger. He's really full on bunkers. And he's like, my allies can provide ample financial aid if you are worried about the state's coffers. Okay. And then she lets him go. And she is still standing, but the king walks around and he says, the question remains the same. How can we trust someone with shifting loyalties like you? Yes, very good question, Mr. King. We agree. That's assuming you'd be able to fool a leader in the first place. Wow, what's with the king? He's like so sharp. He's on the ball tonight.
I just don't know how he could be the leader.
Yeah.
See if Redcliff is supposed to know the leader so well.
That's true.
Yeah. Isn't it implied that like, okay, Redcliff is one of the original, wasn't it 12 apostles? There were originally 12. He's one of the original ones. He knew like.
It's confirmed though. I don't remember chapter and verse, citation.
Yeah, because there's something like. Oh wait, they did say they replaced some of the apostles, and like, isn't it like 4 of them are original? I don't know, but there's a whole reason that they're going on.
Redcliff is one of the original because there's that one scene where they're all talking around the table, and he's like, "Oh, you and I go way back."
No, but also like that's the whole reason why Lauren and Kieran are going after him in the first place in the beginning is because he would be one of the ones who would know the leader's identity. So find the apostle's identity and then use that to find the leader. That's the whole loon plan from episodes like 11 and 12, right? Like the very beginning. That's why they go after him in the first place. It's because he would know the leader's identity. So wouldn't that be? Yeah, I don't know. Tinfoil hat. I should do one of these with a tinfoil hat on one day, or just have it as a prop. Just be like, anyways.
Like Rosie and Bird TV and Tyler and Tiff, they put on their tinfoil hats for Be My Friend Thanks podcast. Anywho.
Oh, we got our hurry up. Mindy's dying.
Yeah, no, we have like let's keep it to the 9 minutes we have left.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, he says, what says this isn't just a ruse to directly feed the Phantom-Scythe our plans. And God, Redcliff just looks worse and worse. He says the people give you your power and you will be nothing once they turn on you, which by the way is actually a fantastic statement. Like
he's not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's curated his power over the people, right? It's because he recognizes that their favor is what keeps the power as it is.
Yeah, very good point.
And they like him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Do you not think that avoiding a civil war is worth a try? Right. So he doesn't really answer the question. He's like, just try it anyway, because whatever, you got no choice. And the queen is tapping herself impatiently, and she's like, letting one more phantom informant worth against us isn't worthless. This is a waste of our time. We'll make you talk one way or another. I don't get, again, it doesn't make any sense what she just said.
Wait, I'm just now noticing this. I know it says that she's impatient and it's tap tap, but we've seen her do these like little tapping things before.
The messages, hidden messages.
Is she talking to Redcliff or is she talking to the king? Like, is this a secret message? Like to go along with the plan? Like, is this all fake? Oh my God, wait.
Oh.
Wait, she got him in the carriage?
And told him a bunch of stuff on the way.
There, this could be a completely made up. They could have planned this entire conversation to have in front of the king.
Whoa, maybe he wasn't even really tortured.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's already looking like he was tortured. Maybe they're like, I don't know, like punched him in the face to get the blood.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, I think we cracked this wide open. I think she took him and they came up with this whole scenario, and he came up with they came up with this whole thing to say in front of the king together.
Terrible.
Oh my, that would be juicy. I hesitate. But
I think she's tapping to send him a message like, you're doing great, sweetheart, keep it up.
Also, she's got her thing with Stefan or whatever, with them being like, oh, don't be ridiculous, and Darkin thought that was sus. So it's like, what's happening here? Queenie, what are you doing?
Secret lovers. You're just saying you're doing great, honey. Maybe think of that. What if they're secret lovers?
And then,
what if the prince isn't really the king's son?
What?
Nah, he looks
twist.
like that would be crazy. But I also think
Prince is not the real prince, and that's why she's Kieran is the real.
Look at us with our tinfoil hats shining in the moonlight.
I love that theory.
You guys, I'm gonna die if this theory is correct. Like,
I can see you like zooming as soon as we're done and like typing like, guys, you're not gonna believe what I just thought of.
Yes.
No, I'm just gonna wait till Mindy posts the podcast and be like, guys, see if you agree with this.
Yeah.
No, I should post it on the server. I should see what people say.
No, we've never said it before. And listen, a new theory is hard to find. We've theorized.
Well, I've been reading all the Discord theories, and since 95% of it was just 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗃 screaming, like the theories were few and far between for this episode. So I might have a running shot actually this time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, awesome. So what she says makes sense, and also because she's like, we'll make you talk one way or another. You just did, and you talking. So what do you? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Fine, doesn't matter. And also the phrasing of the first sentence. I think it's just a grammar thing, but I don't even understand what she's saying.
Oh, letting one more phantom informant work against us isn't worthless.
Meaning like
that's a really awkward sentence.
Yeah.
Double negative kind of thing. Okay, whatever. And he says, my options are scant. You said so yourself. Either be killed or help the adversary rid me of the people wanting my death. And he says, I am no fool. I choose the second if you let me. Oh my God, his grin is so crazy. I'll follow. I'll let
very
you
uncomfortable to read.
I know it is. He does. He's still a handsome man. Sorry, people. I'll let you follow my every move. have me taped, which by the way I don't think exists at that moment, but
Well,
whatever.
they have the bugs. They had the bugs that they used in the 𝗪𝗏𝗄𝗃. So,
But I didn't think they had tapings as in like movies.
I mean, I
Maybe
thought
they do.
taped was like, bugged, but that was just me.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
But
Yeah, I'll let you follow my every move, have me tape anything you want, my help and knowledge for your protection. Let's end the fandom site.
I just want to add one thing here with the scant time that we have left. I saw a theory going around that one thing that if he was going along with their plan, one thing that he could do is potentially get the dirt on Kieran, because we haven't seen Raph get arrested yet. Raph finds out about Kieran, gets Lauren as the blackmail, forces Kieran to do Redcliff's bidding, which would suck. But
and
yeah,
then we have the Kieran parlay theory.
yeah, Kieran is the piece that is
which
provided.
has been throwing around the Discord, and I'm like, I brought that up like 4 months ago.
What?
With you
I didn't
guys
see it
on the
either.
podcast. Do you remember this?
No.
Yes, I brought it up. I don't know which episode it is, but I swear to you, I brought it up, and I was like, I don't think this will happen, guys, because none of the theories I say happen. And now everybody's saying it, and I'm like, well,
You said
heard it
it
here first,
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I love the last panel that were this whatever close to last panel. Panel for panel. It is really nicely framed, and yeah, they're like both contemplating and thinking. We have a shot of both of them. They're looking at each other, right? It's like they're giving each other the side eye.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And now our last scene is we go to the Tower of 𝗪𝗏𝗍. We have Sandman sitting in the cell once again, like looking at the wall. And there is a lamp and there is a letter. He's writing, "Dear Lauren."
A poor choice to do if you are found to have a letter addressed to the new detective, niece of the chief of police, goddaughter of the right hand of the king, by certain assassins if they come to do things. I don't know. I feel like he should have just put L. Her actual name,
Like
but
just her
alternately,
initials or something.
yeah. But alternately,
Yeah.
what if Kieran is sent to kill him, just him specifically, and they have a chat. They talk about things. He gives him the letter to give to Lauren, and like talk about how Kieran murdered his daughter, and it's like heartfelt, and he's like, "I forgive you," because it would have happened anyways. And then Kieran has to like kill him, and it's just like. That would be nice. Sorry, I had to zoom through that because we are out of time.
I know, we're like,
but yeah.
But I did have maybe a theory that like Bella was gonna bust out of the precinct or jail, the tower or whatever, go kill Sandman,
No.
and find the letter,
Oh.
and then realize that it's Lauren, and then go after Lauren.
Oh. Well, more drama. Why not?
Yes.
That would be super dramatic, wouldn't it?
What is the the Athens Soaps comment at the end? It's hand touch version number 8398812. It's hand touches. Locky and hand touches.
Many hands. So we got a hand touch, we got a shoulder touch, we got a boob touch.
They're
Face
overestimating the amount of hand touches. It's like been 5, not 839,000.
Oh my god, there was like golden comment. I can't remember who said it. There was a golden comment on the Discord that said, as Locky's relationship ascends, Kieran's hand descends.
Oh.
I didn't see that. Oh my god. And anyways, my favorite panel, just to
Like
make
the
things fast.
cheek to the shoulder to the
Oh. Bundin, like, you know, I was like, well, maybe we'll skip the panels for favorite panel for
No,
tonight.
I'm gonna do the panels. We got a minute. Let's go.
All right. Favorite panel?
Oh, favorite panel. Shit. We have a minute.
My babies and the
You're
beautiful
doing it under
ethereal
pressure.
light.
I really like this panel, the one that I just talked about. I think it's framed beautifully. It's original. It's novel. I also like novelty a lot.
It's really good. I really like that panel.
They're above him, but yet has like the power in the conversations. Good.
Mhm.
Come on, Lily. Let's go.
Shit. Okay. Okay, it's the pants one. Sorry. I am nothing if not
The pants panel. Wow, those are
I
some
can find the
powerful
pants one. I can find the pants one.
Look at these pants. Look at these thighs. I mean, I love the
Guys save
sword, the
lives.
belt, the shoes.
Wow.
Amen. Mhm.
I'm gonna just keep
Pants
zooming.
Zoom until the episode ends. Just
Yeah.
if I
Yes.
had to-
Thank you, Mindy.
Thank you, ladies who are joining and it's a wonderful
Thank you so much. Sorry it went on so long.
Yes.
But it's us, so I'm not.
Thank you to my current patrons: Susie, Lady Libris, Lily, Molly, Veronica, Emily, Jo Rochelle, Saucy Tuggles, Anne Rose, Alexa, Misty, Joanne, Esther, 𝗦𝗂𝗽𝗍𝗍 people, Emily Jean, Kay, Lily Beckett, Christine, Sadie, Teresa, Mrs. Castaldo, 𝗪𝗲𝗯𝗁, and Alicia. Thank you so much. Your support is truly appreciated.